Hello, everybody, and welcome to the X Factor with a Crypto Hipster. This is episode 32 of the X Factor. The date's ending, actually, the date is today, is March 24, 2023. And this is the news and insights for this past week in crypto and blockchain. And man, we got a lot to go over today. There's been so much in the news this week, and we do a news and analysis and insights. And the key is going to be insights. So let's talk about. Oh, there's a lot to cover in the U.S. today, but there's the news from all over the world, and we usually go over all over the world. And last week was mostly international, global, and this week is a lot of U.S. centric. But let's start off with a report because I always like to cover reports by chain analysis or Chainalysis. It is a report on how it broke down how scammers adapt during the bear market because we are in a bear market. We've been in a winter market, and we have Project Chokehold by going on there by the SEC and by Pocahontas and by others in the Biden administration. But we're not going to talk about that in depth because it's out there. Thoughts are they want to kill crypto in the U.S. or at least move it offshore, and you're in for a fight. So, but let's talk about the Chainalysis report. As crypto traders become wary of making investment decisions amid the terror collapse in 2022, actually, yeah, that's true. It's still achieving after effects of that wonderful collapse. Not so wonderful. Scammers have shifted to free giveaways and romance scams. Romance. Wow. Okay. While scammers can also feel the chill of the crypto winter, scam revenue has dropped by 46%. I didn't know there was such a metric. Some continue to adapt and thrive despite the bear market, though. So 54% are succeeding. In a crypto crime webinar focusing on crimes that affect consumers, Eric Jardine, the cyber crimes research lead at at Chainalysis, broke down how scammers shift their strategies as market situations change. Wow. Okay. According to Jardine, while the overall crypto scam revenue dropped, not all scams behaved similarly. He said one of the new innovations in this year's report was subclassing scams into types. And there, what we discovered was that not all scams behave the same way in the context of the bear market. Uh, what now they're focusing on is free giveaway scams and playing with people's hearts through romantic scams. It's suggested here that those are new tactics that play on the emotional side. Okay. Um, Apart from the romance and scam giveaways, the cybercrimes professional also highlighted multi-level marketing scams, took a massive chunk out of the $5.9 billion lost to scams in 2022. And that hyperverse scam racked up 1.3 billion. And yeah, be careful out there. You know, um, I know a lot of people lost money in 2022, and it doesn't mean that you can automatically get it back right away. And I can see where people want to tie to your emotions. My philosophy and what I've done, and it's worked kind of okay, kind of well. I'm better off where I was in June. Is I picked five cryptos that I know are solid and fundamentals, and teams are actually building something. And I said, hey, you know what? I'm just going to build these five, and I'm going to build them up in DCA and buy a little bit at a time over time. And so far, I've stayed out of emotional hangovers and emotional connections to things. And yeah, you miss out on opportunities, but staying steadfast has helped me be steadfast mentally this past year. So I'm just saying that's what I do. I don't suggest or recommend anybody doing exactly what I do. But that's one way to to do it is to say, okay, just going to buy these few. I know they're good. I've done my research. I've done my due diligence. I looked at the team. I looked at the project, And, I'm going to close my eyes to all the other stuff that's going on out there right now and just focus on these and maybe what I could like or what I could do with it. That's what I do. So, hey, it's what it is. And we're moving on. So there's some more global stuff going on. And one of the more global news going on is going to be the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. Okay. The International Monetary Fund examines central bank digital currencies design in the context of Islamic banking uh, and finds some risks are magnified. Not many people talk about Sharia compliant when it comes to crypto, but let's see what these people say. Okay. The central bank digital currency can impact monetary policy, true, by increasing money velocity, disintermediation, volatility of bank reserves, currency substitution, altered capital flows, even when it's not designed to do so. And this is a new study that's published by the International Monetary Fund. So that's an unintended impact of a central bank digital currency may be felt particularly acute in the Islamic banking system. The Islamic financial system accounts for less than 2% of global finance, but it's present in 34 countries, okay, including Iran, Sudan, over there, Middle East. But this is not a Middle East concept, this is global. CBDC design is complicated by prohibitions in Islamic law on usury and speculation. This impacts liquidity management and conventional mechanisms like interbank market, secondary market financial instruments, the central bank discount window, lender of last resort, everything we've seen recently by the Fed with the banking system. Um, they're all based on interest that is not permissible by Islamic banks. And the prohibition and speculation also applies to CBDC, cannot be used for foreign exchange derivative transactions. So they have these Islamic instruments, and as they develop slowly, um, you know, using Sharia compliant complexities, which includes limited standardization, small number of banks, and undeveloped financial sectors, right? They need to look at the role that CBDCs would play, and the risks of disintermediation. All right, good job, good job. Um, so Islamic banking is something to be cognizant of going forward in the crypto and blockchain space. That is awesome. Okay, now there's a whole bunch of news this week in the U.S. Where do we start? Okay, let's start with this because um, it's crypto FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And last week, I had a podcast on Sunday with Gleb Samietin, and we talked about this very topic. So let's look at this topic. Okay, crypto FUD. Industry is outraged as White House report slams crypto. Oh boy. Okay, we're going to start with a slam. All right, crypto executives have expressed irritation over the latest White House economic report, which notably features an entire chapter dedicated to casting doubts on the merit of digital assets. The economic report of the president, released on March 20, which was Monday, marks the first time the White House has included the section on digital assets since it first began issuing the annual economic policy report in 1950. The co-founder of the digital asset investment firm Paradigm, Fred Ursham, remarked, 15% of the economic report was just fear, uncertainty, and doubt. BS, right? Okay. 35 pages were dedicated to debunking the perceived appeal of crypto assets, along with a short section on the FedNow payment system and central bank digital currencies. The report's main arguments is that crypto assets fail to deliver on their touted benefits, such as improving payment systems, financial inclusion, creating mechanisms to transfer value, and intellectual property, stating, instead, their innovation has been mostly about creating artificial scarcity in order to support crypto asset prices, and many of them have no fundamental value. Wait a second. Wait 1 second. Okay. We got a problem here in the US. And the problem here in the US is we assign expertise to people who are not. Okay. So we're saying, okay, this person's on TV. This person knows what they're talking about. This person's an expert, and that person's not. For example, is Gary Gensler an expert in crypto and blockchain? Um, you know, it seems like he's throwing darts against the board. But we're not talking about Gary Gensler. We're talking about the Office of Economics, whatever, in the White House. So let's look at that report. Let's look at the three members who signed off on this report. Cecilia Elena Rouse, chair. I couldn't find her on LinkedIn. Jared Bernstein, member. There's a lot of people on named Jared Bernstein on LinkedIn who I couldn't find their backgrounds at all, who was in an economic council. But I did find Heather Boucher, member. Her background is economics. Blockchain is technology. This person has no experience in technology, only in economics. There have been a lot of economics professors over the years, economists, who have bashed and trashed Bitcoin and blockchain. And they've done it because, well, they just don't understand technology. So of course they are, and it threatens their career. And of course it should. It goes against every single thing they've ever learned and known, but they haven't taken the time to understand it. So for those people who are out there, these economics gurus and people who call themselves experts on blockchain and they've never touched a piece of technology in their lives, and are making critical statements, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. You're showing you that you are jerks, and you're not new jerks. You've always been jerks. Now you're just showing that you are. That's okay. I forgive you. I think the world should forgive you. But I think there's something that Teddy Roosevelt said in 1906, and I'm going to read it for you today. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails, while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. I tell you, when you write reports and you don't know what you're talking about, you are a cold and timid soul who's a coward who doesn't know any better. So stop. Thank you. All right, we're moving on. I don't appreciate that report. Get a new job. Let's go. Now, I don't want to go to France yet. No, I want to stay in the US because there's still a lot of crap going on. Now, what kind of crap are we going to talk about first? Okay. Let's talk about, I don't know, Kathy Wood. She's not crap. She's the CEO of ARK Invest. But what I think happened was crap. ARK Invest purchased 269,928 shares of Coinbase on March 23rd. Only 2 days after it sold $13.5 million worth of Coinbase, which was right in between a Wells notice put out by the SEC. Okay. Her investment firm has gone back to buying Coinbase shares again just 1 day after the Coinbase price dipped. Oh, it dipped. Oh, there was a Wells report. Oh, that sale happened before the Wells report came out. Mr. Gensler. No, let's not go there. Let's not talk about insider trading or insider information. Let's talk about the best trader in the history of the earth was Nancy Pelosi. What does she know? Question that I don't think anybody's actually answered properly. On March 23rd, ARK Invest purchased all these shares. Okay, they made some money. Congratulations on making money, but a move like that can really tank a market. Coinbase shares price has failed to recover the price it shared before the Wells notice, and the Coinbase dipped to a new low of $64.27 after trading began. Yeah, so let's talk about that. And yeah, so let me get back. Let's let that slide. Okay, let's let it slide. Let's just let it slide. So let's go to this. I'm worked up today. I'm telling you. Surgical removal of crypto will only weaken U.S. dominance, commentators say. Okay, here we go with more commentators. The U.S. crackdown on cryptocurrencies and crypto firms will only serve to stifle crypto-related innovation and weaken the country, industry pundits say, in a wake of Coinbase's recent Wells notice from the Securities Exchange Commission. Yeah, let's talk about this Wells notice. It's a legal threat. It's a legal threat by the SEC. And, they talk about Operation Choke Point, which I mentioned earlier, the Silicon and Signature Banks, Silvergate. And let's best describe. I don't even describe my own words here because, it's best described by actually Brian Armstrong, okay? And Brian Armstrong discussing this Wells notice. He says it better than anybody else, okay? He's a CEO of Coinbase, and he compared the U.S. Exchange Commission to soccer refs in a game of pickleball, okay? Criticizing regulators for not being able to agree on the rules of this new game, okay? So let me actually say what he said, because he says this. Imagine you've got both football and soccer refs on the field, but we're actually playing pickleball, fastest growing new sport in America. The refs can't really agree on the rules of this new game, and one of them decides to change a call they made back in April 2021. I put a poll out there on Twitter, and people haven't gotten the answer right at all. I said, what's the biggest fraud under the SEC purview? Is it stock prices? No. Is it crypto? It's actually not under their purview. It's not actually under your purview, Gary. So no. So what is it? It's the proxy statements. It's the DEF 14A proxy statements. When you look at the board of directors backgrounds, and you look at the executives backgrounds, and you look at the embellishment of their backgrounds. Now, the embellishment on a publicly filed document, if you even tell a little white lie, that's fraud. And all the board of directors, not all, but a lot of them have embellished their backgrounds, have embellished their resumes. And what's that? That's called fraud. Gary Gensler, SEC, you need to clean up your backyard before you look at other people's yards. Okay? So get out of my yard. All right? Thank you. All right? And this is my yard. This is everybody else's yard in this space, and you are just throwing darts at the wall, and you don't know what you're doing. So let's get out of town, man. Let's get out of Dodge. You got to get out of here. Bye-bye. See you later. All right, but in the meantime, the SEC has filed a lawsuit against Tron's Justin Sun and celebrities over crypto securities offerings. The U.S. SEC has called for a jury trial against Tron founder Justin Sun for the orchestration of the unregistered offer and sale, manipulative trading, and unlawful touting of crypto asset securities. On Wednesday, a filing in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, a popular place now, by the way, the SEC named Sun, Tron's founder, BitTorrent Foundation, and Rainberry over the offer and sale of Tron and BitTorrent, alleging the tokens were securities. Imagine calling a baseball football, and calling a soccer ball football, and calling a horse track racing a horse a football, after you've already called them a baseball, a soccer ball, and a horse. That's what the SEC is doing because they don't know any better. The financial regulator further alleged Sun engaged in manipulative wash trading driving public interest in the two tokens by enlisting the help of celebrities. Among the celebrities promoting TRX and BTT were American rapper DeAndre Cortez Way, also known as Soulja Boy, Austin Mahoney, actress Lindsay Lohan, YouTuber Jake Paul, and singer Halloween Thiam, also known as Akon. Akon was also behind projects to create a crypto city in Senegal and Uganda. Akon, I salute you for your efforts and your good heart. Thank you for being a joyous person and wonderful person in the world, and helping to build crypto cities. And we have to run into this old school mindset of and it's a shame. It's a shame that people are put in roles and you can't do anything about it. But thank you very much for building your crypto city. I hope it succeeds. I hope it's a wonderful thing. And I hope Justin's son gets over this lawsuit. I think Gary's just mad that Warren Buffett wanted to have dinner with him and not Gary. And why would you do that? Class action lawyers. Let's keep going down the list of all this crud. Class action lawyers claim YouTuber BitBoy Crypto threatened them. Lawyers representing a class action lawsuit against BitBoy Crypto YouTuber Ben Armstrong and other crypto influencers for allegedly promoting crypto exchange FTX claimed Armstrong has made multiple threats against them. March 20 court filing by the class action lawyers in a Florida district court claimed Armstrong began harassing the lawyers after the suit was filed on March 15 with endless phone calls, tweets, and emails. Kudos, Ben. And insulting and threatening posts on Twitter, YouTube, and other social media. I watched this take place. He did not insult you. He just called you what you are. Armstrong is among several so-called FTX influencers. He's not an FTX influencer. Named in the suit that seeks $1 billion as he allegedly promoted the FTX crypto fraud without disclosing compensation. Oh boy. Yeah, well, the filing claimed Armstrong was at times making up to 21 calls within a 45-minute period and left voicemails full of vulgarities that specifically targeted the lawyers. I haven't asked you guys a single thing yet. I haven't told you to let me know your thoughts, but let me know your thoughts. Do these lawyers deserve vulgarities? Do they deserve vulgarities? I mean, do lawyers, like, I don't know, in the Celsius case specifically, do these guys who are milking everybody's money for themselves deserve to receive vulgarities thrown at them? Do they? Let me know your thoughts. And hey, let me know your thoughts about the Kathy Wood thing. And let me know your thoughts about the man in the arena. And let me know your thoughts about Gary Gensler's horrible job at the SEC. If he's intentionally doing a horrible job, he doesn't know what he's doing, or if he's, I don't know, friends with bankers and economists. Let me know your thoughts on that. Ben, keep up the good work. Thank you. All right. Now, let's go to talk about the CFTC, because we stay in the U.S. where it's a shit show. I can say that on my show. DeFi was on the agenda at the CFTC's tech committee meeting with crypto executives explaining and discussing the space with the regulator. That's the regulator, the CFTC, for Bitcoin is a commodity and Litecoin is a commodity, and commodities fall under the CFTC. The U.S. commodities regulator received a crash course on decentralized finance this week. Crypto executives briefed the regulator on key issues affecting the space, including exploits, decentralization, and digital identities. As part of the scheduled first meeting of the CFTC's Technology Advisory Committee in Washington, members from the crypto space gave presentations to the regulator intending to cover critical issues currently impacting DeFi. CFTC Commissioner Christy Goldsmith Romero opened the meeting with prepared remarks, saying understanding how DeFi works is important, as policy decisions related to DeFi are currently being made by regulators and lawmakers. True. And how's it going to play out? Let me know your thoughts. And, I'm not too hard to find. Let me know your thoughts. That'd be awesome. Thank you very much. Um, and then one more area in the U.S. where it's a crapshoe. Crapshoe, yeah, it's a crapshoe. Uh, Surgical removal of crypto will only weaken U.S. dominance. Commentators say the U.S. crackdown on cryptocurrencies and crypto firms will only serve to stifle crypto-related innovation and weaken the country. Industry pundits say in a wake of Coinbase's Wells notice. Yes, we talked about the Wells notice. Yeah, some kind of researcher. I'm not going to name that person because it's crazy takes. Let's talk about that. No, let's say that we believe that shutting off the U.S. from crypto is going to set us back against the rest of the world, especially Asia, especially China, and banks are like old dinosaurs, and the implosions of the banks had nothing to do with crypto and everything to do with the fact that you had executives sitting on the C-suite and the board who had no CCAR or stress testing experience and didn't put proper risks in place, but you place the blame on crypto, and that is not fair. That is not right, and you shouldn't be doing that. So, yeah, if you continue down this path of trying to move crypto offshore, it's going to set and blockchain offshore. It's going to set the U.S. back, but it would help the rest of the world. So it depends what you find yourself in charge of. You know. So let's go with a U.S. again, but this is effective in Singapore. 3AC co-founder can answer subpoena or take his chances, U.S. judge. So Kyle Davies, right, the co-founder of the bankrupt crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, has been ordered to answer a subpoena issued to him in January or risk being held in contempt of court. The January 5 subpoena was issued to Davies via Twitter, via Twitter. Issued a subpoena via Twitter? Really? Okay, that's a new one. Following approval from a New York bankruptcy court. What? Instructing him to provide 3AC's liquidators and documents such as seed phrases and private keys. This is not true. This can't be right. Give the key for seed phrase and the private keys. After 14 days, after failing to hear from Davies, the bankruptcy court, Martin Glenn, here's the name again, granted a motion to compel on March 22, noting Davies can appear and contest the arguments made by 3AC liquidators, or he can fail to appear as he's done so and take his chances. That smells not right. I'm just saying, let me know your thoughts, because that analysis on that, it doesn't make sense that you're issuing a subpoena via Twitter, okay, and that a bankruptcy judge is the one issuing a justice citation. That just doesn't make a lot of sense for me in this world. But there's crazy things going on in this world right now. So let's go to Europe and get out of the crazy. All right. French lawmakers propose ban on crypto influencer promotions. French lawmakers have proposed a ban on the promotion of certain financial products and services by electronic means, including crypto assets, in order to protect consumers from potential risks. The proposed amendment to the bill, number 790, aimed at combating scams and excesses by influencers on social networks. The amendment also proposes placing a ban on advertising health products, gambling, and video games under similar mechanisms. The proposal, reviewed by the Economic Affairs Committee, targets commercial influencers who promote financial products and services that present a risk to consumers, such as investments in digital assets or fungible and non-fungible intellectual property. You should also ban, banks not giving you any percentage on your yield, on your money, or only giving people access to lotto scratch offs to make money. No. France, same as U.S. Let me know your thoughts, and let's get out of there. Okay, I'm gonna say this is Montenegro, is Baltic state, is Europe, but I haven't checked my map recently, but I know I have listeners in Montenegro. According to a post from the Minister of the Interior of Montenegro, an individual suspected of being Terra co-founder Duquan has been arrested this week within the territory of the Balkan nation this week. Since the announcement was first made, the local news outlets have confirmed that announcement was from the Minister of the Interior of Montenegro, saying that it was Duquan, South Korean national, who was arrested with all kinds of fake IDs, from all kinds of different countries. The same day, the South Korean local news outlet Yonhap news agency said authorities confirmed based on photo data alongside name, nationality, and age of an identification card that the arrested individual was Duquan, Terraform Labs CEO Duquan. The former executive's aide, Han Mo, was also arrested with him in Podgorica. However, the National Police of South Korea stated it was still waiting for fingerprint information from Montenegro authorities to fully verify that arrested individuals are in fact Duquan and Mo and Jack. All right. Good job, Montenegro. And we're off to Australia and Hong Kong. Okay. Australia Crypto Exchange hints interest in Hong Kong base. So, Australian-based crypto exchange Independent Reserve is looking at opportunities to set up shop in Hong Kong as the city continues efforts to become a crypto hub. Set to take effect in June, the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission released a proposed licensing regime for cryptocurrency exchanges back in February to be the next Asia crypto hub, and they are looking to put their exchange there in a crypto-friendly jurisdiction that last year was not so crypto-friendly, but there are a lot of great innovators and builders in Hong Kong, so it makes sense for it to be a hub. And if the U.S. is going to continue to fumble the ball, and you're going to continue to employ Gary, then it's going to fumble the ball. Then Hong Kong's a great city, so good luck to them. Last article. The UAE Central Bank signs a deal for CBDC strategy. The Central Bank of the United Arab Emirates is inching closer to fully launching its CBDC, the digital dirham, for domestic and cross-border payments. And according to an announcement yesterday, the CBUAE signed an agreement with Abu Dhabi's G42 Cloud and digital finance services provider R3 to be infrastructure and technology providers of the CBDC implementation. Good for them. One final note, Crypto Hipster Podcast is a very proud sponsor of Block Jakarta in Indonesia, put on by Black Arrow Conferences on May 25th, 2023. If you are in Indonesia, in the area that day, please feel free to join that wonderful, beautiful, amazing, awesome conference. And Black Arrow Conferences has been one of the top conference providers in the world of blockchain and crypto. So kudos to them. This has been an episode, fired up episode of episode 32 of the Crypto Hipster Podcast. I hope that you enjoyed the show today. I thank you for listening, and maybe next week I won't be so fired up, but I'm tired of all the crap. Have a great week.